Right, good evening, everyone. The boys have returned first in a while. A little run of prediction shows. Big shout out to JFT and Liam Tully for joining me. As always, I'll make a special appearance over on JFT a little bit later today or possibly tomorrow on Liam's Fight Night Picks. So there's a little.
We are honoured. We are honoured.
we are back in a big way, boys. Sheeraz, Berlanga, Sheeraz, whatever it is. Great main event for the trade. I think we described it as, Liam, when we were talking about it on your show. Yeah. Maybe not one for the casuals, but look, I commend Hamzah Sheeraz for going straight in with Berlanga in his debut at 168. I know he's getting a fat paycheck, so I don't commend him too much, but
cojones.
Yeah, you don't see it too often when guys are testing out a new weight that they go in with one of the, I don't want to say Belanga's one of the top guys, but he probably is. It's not that deep super middleweight at the minute, is it, to be fair? But yeah, give us your thoughts, boys, on the Ring 3 main event from Queens on Saturday night.
You want me to go first, Liam?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by this fight. Look, as I said, it was an inside joke, but look, he's showing cojones, he's showing bottle to go in, as Sam said, at the top of a new division. Not many guys do that. Coming off his first loss, whatever way you sugarcoat it, right, and Hamzah knows this, he lost that fight. You can watch it back. He should have dropped a decision there in that fight, but for whatever reason, the judges saw it differently and we got a draw. Now, rather than going back and revisiting old ground, he's used the old, draining myself and depleting myself, so I'm going to move up a division. But he's not dipping his toe into the water, and you have to respect him for this.
Yeah.
Right, Berlanga, I'm sorry, and I don't mean this by any way to be disrespectful, but I'm saying it as I see it. Berlanga will never go down as a great, right? He's not going to be a Hall of Famer. He's not that good, not good enough for that, right? He may go on and prove me wrong, but from what I've seen of him, he's a world-class operator. He's very good, but there are guys out there that will beat him. He's very flat-footed. His feet are very heavy. His movement's not the fastest, and his power gets him out of a lot of scrapes. And I've seen a lot of his fights, and his power. He's not a concussive knockout merchant as such, but he hits hard enough for it to get him out of trouble in fights that he's sort of, I wouldn't say struggling in, but making that are harder than they should necessarily be. For me, I just feel that Hamzah Sheeraz has better fundamental boxing. I haven't seen the tail of the tape yet, but I think he's longer, or should be longer in terms of reach.
He's definitely taller.
He's definitely taller. I think he's longer in reach. And Hamzah Sheeraz probably is in the weight division that he's meant to be in.
Yeah.
He's very, very... let's not forget he boxed Bradley Skeet only, 3 years ago? Was that at Super Welter, or was it at... 154, right? Yeah. How he got down to that, I don't know. He's got a frame very similar to Callum Smith, for me. Long, thin, but solid enough legs for it to give him that little bit of something he needs on the end of his shots. So for me, the fight is down to how Hamzah reacts when he gets cracked on the chin. And I know that sounds silly because they're boxers and they all get hit on the chin. I'm on about when he takes a shot that he doesn't see coming, how he reacts to that. Because when he boxed the Damas, if you notice, when he were getting hit with power shots, he sort of went into himself and backed off a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He's been dropped as well. He's been dropped.
He's been dropped. Bradley Skeet had him in all sorts of trouble.
Ammo Williams rocked him badly as well.
In the second round, didn't he?
Yeah.
If Hamzah Sheeraz can stay out of range and keep it at range, it could be, and this is going to come back to haunt me, but could be a fairly simple night for him, right? Because he's got fast enough feet and fast enough hands to be able to manipulate his way around the ring, pop shot, score, and get out of there. I don't think he's going to want to do that. He's a sausage, he's this, he's that. There's a bit of needle. So I think he's going to want to stand and trade, but he needs to do it in spurts when it suits him and box really clever. For me, Hamzah Sheeraz has all the tools to win this fight. I just want to see how he reacts to getting hurt, because whereas Ammo Williams didn't have what it took, I think Berlanga, if he gets him hurt, has enough to maybe get him out of there or at least get a stoppage. Yeah. So I'm interested to see how Hamzah reacts to being stung.
Definitely. Liam, I'll come to you now. Just a couple of comments. Big up to Humble Apple Crumble. Thanks for being in the chat as always. And Ham History Vault, likewise to yourself. Did see that about
Dylan.
today. D-Dog, big up to D-Dog. Dylan in the house as well. Hope you're well. Humble Apple Crumble's got Berlanga and hopes Serrano beats Taylor. Luca's here as well. Luca, hope you're well, mate. Simple if Sheeraz can control the fight, but I don't believe yet. I think the Sheeraz chink will be a question mark. Liam?
For me, this fight comes down to what Edgar Berlanga turns up on the scales on Friday. So as we've just touched on when we recorded my show, Sam, mate, he came in 1.5 pounds overweight.
Cheeky plug there.
Got to do it, mate. Earlier in the year when he made his comeback from the Canelo fight, didn't he? And yes, it was the last fight of his matchroom contract, and he was sounding off, and he won it in the first round. But he came in 1.5 pounds overweight for the. Yes, it was the American title, but it was still a title of some sort. So I want to see how he is on Friday. If he comes in ripped, under the weight limit, looks ready to go, like you've just said, mate, we could have a fight. If he looks similar to how he did at the start of the year, similar to what you just said, it could be a relatively comfortable night's work for Hamzah. I give him props as well. Look, he could have moved up to 168, decided to move over to a new training team and say, oh, the British belt is vacant. Right, give me...
John Ryder or someone stupid like that. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's Kieran Conway. Because actually he was meant to be fighting for it. Conway, let me fight Kieran Conway, and it would have been similar to when he fought Liam Williams and Tyler Denny. Would have been over very quickly. No disrespect to Kieran Conway, but that's just the levels. He's going in there with a proven fighter at world level. Yes, he fell short against Canelo, but he's been there and done it. It's also a calculated risk because Berlanga is also a natural 160 fighter, isn't he? He came up to chase the Canelo payday, and he doesn't look like he's got any interest in going back down to 160. So it's a risk, but it's calculated. You boys know how much I wax lyrical about Andy Lee and what he does for his fighters. I'm excited to see this matchup, this link up. I don't think it'll be the finished article on Saturday, but Andy Lee's able to sort out a boxer incredibly quickly, isn't he? He seems to just need one training camp to start making adjustments. If he can do that with Hamzah, and he can actually get Hamzah to start using his jab and using his size better than what we saw at 160, this could be a relatively comfortable night's work for Hamzah Sheeraz on Saturday. And I hope it is, because that fight he had in February, which was almost given to him to pick up a world title, and he threw it away.
Fumbled the bag.
Yeah, look, it's a loss for all intents and purposes. Anyone who watched that fight, it's a loss. It's a draw on his record, but he should treat it as a loss. As long as he's over it, doesn't have any, repercussions or
demons.
Demons, that's the word I was looking for. Demons. He should be able to get a win on Saturday. And then look, he's right in the mix, isn't he? After Canelo Crawford, is Canelo going to walk away? Are all these belts about to go up in the air? This is the time to pounce.
Callum Simpson.
Could be. Callum needs to find a new
Callum Simpson, I forgot. He's British champion, isn't he?
British, European and Commonwealth.
British, European and Commonwealth.
The Barnsley banger.
The Barnsley banger. Right, boys, let's get some picks in before we round this one up. We got Taylor Serrano and Shakur Zepeda to come. I think I've picked Hamzah. I can't go back on it now. I'm out there on the internet already picking him. But the days get closer, and I am leaning back towards Berlanga. So that's a pretty shut up. That's a pretty.
Hey, welcome to the club, Sam.
I can't go back on it now. I've said Hamzah late. I'll stick with it. However, I do worry about Berlanga cracking him. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, Dylan, do me a favour, mate. Don't get involved. You've missed a letter off.
Anthony Berlanga.
Yeah, Anthony Berlanga from Newcastle. He's
Edgar
going to be
Berlanga.
crossing balls in for Isak. Fucking stay out of it, Dylan. Nice try, brother. I appreciate the interaction anyway. See you in the morning. For me, I pick Sheeraz from the off, same as Sam. It's out there now, along with all my other predictions that are ordinarily wrong. But I think Hamzah Sheeraz will frustrate Berlanga, and if he doesn't get a late stoppage, it will be a 116, 112, I'm thinking, sort of 4 or 5 rounds in it for me. He could get an early lead, but I could also see him getting hurt early on, and then, like he did with Ammo, sort of nip and tuck for the first couple of rounds, gets hurt, and then just pulls away from him, and obviously that was... so yeah, Sheeraz for me. I'll go UD.
Yeah, look, mine's out on the internet as well now, and I'm pretty sure I said when the fight was announced that I think Hamzah could make this a relatively easy night's work, so I'm not going to backpedal on that. I just think if he can weather the storm of the first 3 rounds, he's got everything in there to make it 8-4, 9-3 kind of night where he's able to just pull away, if that makes sense. It all depends on what we see from Berlanga.
The doting dad, making sure his dog's not shitting everywhere.
It all depends on Berlanga. Look,
he's all over the place here.
We've seen fighters on these Turkey cards that come into it and look to just take the payday as they're tailing off in their career. I'm not for a second saying that's what Berlanga's doing, but could it be after what happened in his last fight, the way he came in on the scales? If it's another substandard Berlanga, then is he just looking for that end of career bag to sort of top up what he earned from Canelo? I'm sticking with Hamzah on points. If his stoppage is going to come, I think it will come in the last 2 or 3 rounds. But points is where I'm going.
There you go then. So we've all picked Hamzah, no Brit bias, I promise. I've gone late stoppage. The boys have gone points. Pat's gone Berlanga, late KO. Let's see.
Do you know, sorry, Sam. Do you know this quiet confidence that Sheeraz has? I know he always seems to have that, but something feels different this time for me. I don't know if any of you guys have felt that.
He does.
And I don't mean overconfidence. I just mean he does not seem phased by anything. And Berlanga's tried his hardest to rattle him. He's flinched at him. He's fucking called him all the names under the sun. And then how Hamzah, how he countered that was to go onto the streets of New York and basically prove that nobody knows who the fuck Berlanga is, which I thought was brilliant. And if he keeps that quiet confidence and that sort of doesn't get flustered, that's what will bode him well in the fight, being calm during the eye, when you're in the eye of the storm. I think he needs to keep his shit together. That's why I said if he reacts badly to getting stung, then it could fall apart for him. But if he keeps his shit... Look at Andy Lee when he knocked out... What's that kid called that had him all over? Is it Johnson?
Jackson.
He had fucking Andy Lee in spits all over, wobbled, flying all over. One of the best counter-punch knockouts you will ever see. If he can keep his shit together and composure, I do believe that there'll be 4 or 5 rounds in this fight. I don't think we'll see a 1-1-5, 1-1-3. I mean... Bear in mind, we are in New York, so we could see a 1-1-5, 1-1-3. But I just think Hamzah, it's for his fight to lose for me. His fight to lose. Sorry, Sam.
No, you're all right, mate. All good. We'll cover Shakur against Zepeda next. Taylor Serrano 3 after that. Thanks to everybody who joined.